the ultimate adventure tool with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Years of off-road racing dominance, proprietary patented race technology, proudly made in the USA, unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
That's 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good little driver, straight on through.
Welcome to Baja, California. Our unique blend of cultures, cuisines, and historical influences create surprising combinations and unexpected delights around every corner. We welcome you with the most revolutionary cuisine in Mexico, complete with a sky full of magical sunsets. Welcome to the million-star hotels. If you're looking for something astonishing, we hold the most important wine regions in all of Mexico, next to the best tacos in the world. Welcome to our own revolutionary and delicious version of Chinese food. Here, the sublimely unexpected is our norm. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our beautiful state, Baja, California, where everyone is always welcome.
All right, welcome everybody. We are here joining you today for the 57th running of the SCORE Baja 1000. This is the qualifier today, brought to you guys by Method Race Wheels. I am Austin Fish-Farner, joined by, once again, Nick Eisenhower.
Hey.
We are here to bring you guys the coverage all day today. I hope you guys are up, you had your coffee this morning, you're ready to go. What do you think, Nick? We're gonna have some fun today?
Absolutely. How could you not have fun? We're gonna sit here.
That's right.
We're gonna watch the screen, and we're gonna watch some dudes drive some trucks in the dirt.
We're gonna watch some.
Sounds like a great day.
$1 million trucks go get beat up, torn up, and have 2 days before the race for their crew to fix them.
Yeah. So these guys better send it. If you guys are watching, all you guys down there watching qualifying, go fast because we all want a show.
Yeah, it's on Tuesday. So you have 2 full days to be able to fix the truck. You can bring it back to the shop. You can do whatever you need to it by then. You can build a whole new truck in 2 days, really. So we want to see some action today, right?
I want to see action.
Yeah, we want to see action. All right, so the way it's going to work this morning, we're going to start off with our trophy truck specs are going to start this morning. And we can bring up the schedule probably and show you. But we have the trophy truck specs that are lined up right now. They just went out and they just finished their qualifying pre-run lap. Everybody gets to go around the 4-mile course. It is different from the Baja 400. It is backwards, and they've added a few more turns, I've heard.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little interesting. So they're finishing up their pre-run lap right now. They're getting staged, and then they're going to start. We're supposed to start at 9:30, so we'll see if we're still on schedule there. So at 9:30, we're going to have the trophy truck specs start, and then you can see after they're done, the trophy trucks are going to go. They'll get a pre-run lap, and then they will start their timed run at 12 p.m. That is a fluid time, depending on how everything goes with the trophy truck specs.
Right.
So we have over 20 cars, we have almost 30 cars in each class today. We got quite a few cars today.
Yeah, it's a pretty good group of qualifying trucks. Makes things a little more interesting, a little more exciting for us here to watch, and gives us some more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, and qualifying is out at Rancho Nelson once again, just like it was the Baja 400 this year. It's a pretty cool place out there. I've ran out there before for qualifying at Nora. They also do it out there, and it's really fun. It's a fun setup. It is not open to the public today. It is only open to the race teams today, but anybody that's on a spec team or a trophy truck team, they are able to go out there today and watch. And we are here to bring it to you guys live, and this is what the course looks like. So you can see they start there in the middle. They're going to head out to the right. Now, I see a lot of turns here.
A lot of turns. I see technically 34 marked turns on this here map.
Turns.
Yeah, and just over 4 miles is what this course is. So that's a whole lot of twisting and turning in a short period of time. Like you said, these drivers should be somewhat familiar with the drive from their 400 qualifying, but they are going the opposite direction, so things could get shooken up a little bit.
Definitely. Now, in the trophy truck spec class, all of the vehicles are 2-wheel drive.
Correct.
So they're all on the same level playing field. And you actually have a trophy truck spec. So if someone's new and they're just joined in, they're just watching the Baja 1000 for the first time, why don't you tell them what a trophy truck spec is?
So a trophy truck spec, as per rules, it's an unlimited chassis, unlimited suspension design. You must have a live rear axle, so like a straight rear axle, 2-wheel drive. You have a spec sealed engine. The majority of the class runs the LS3. There is a Ford option, but most of the guys are running the Chevy engine. You must run a turbo 400 automatic 3-speed transmission. Underdrives are allowed. Tire size is unlimited. Most guys will run a 40-inch tall tire. And other than that, they're basically trophy trucks with small engines in them. So you get out there, and surprisingly enough, their pace isn't too far off when you look at the grand scheme of things. Sure, corner to corner, they're going to get smoked by the trophy truck, but we've seen guys like Jason McNeil and some other bad dudes in these spec trucks finish in the top 5 overall at a big long race like this.
Definitely, and a race like the Baja 1000 is even better, like you said, for them to be able to finish higher because they have more time to be consistent.
Yes.
In a short race like San Felipe 250, it's really a sprint race. It's hard to get up there with the top trophy trucks because they have so much more power and everything.
Correct.
But the wheel travel and everything is the same on these.
Right.
Same suspension. Everything is the same. They just have less power, basically.
Exactly.
Which makes a big difference on a short race, but in a longer race, sometimes that actually saves you because you're not beating up the equipment as much, right?
Just a touch.
So we will be starting in just a few minutes, but that's a good look at the coast down there. Here's our starting grid. So we have Brent Fox, who races just about every single off-road race there is that he could possibly do, right? Once again, he's here. He's starting first. And then we have Stephen Beal going second, and that is on our list. It looks like Sean Geiser is going to be driving today for qualifying. He actually did a really good job last time. I remember Sean did a great job.
Yeah.
Mason Cullen is third with Brock Dickerson driving. So
Ooh, that's exciting.
That's a fast driver right there. Brock Dickerson in the 207. Charles Durant's in the 299. You got Maverick Gaunt in the fifth car off the line with Chasen actually driving qualifying according to our list. Then we have Thor Herbst. Thor is going to drive. We got EJ Herbst following him. We have Ryan Millen going to be driving the EJ Herbst 263 entry today. And then we have Vincent Munoz is a late scratch. He had some other obligations, so the 294 will not be going today. That means that Mike Marsal in the 236 will be next, and then Ethan Hagel in the 245 is your top 10 qualifiers. Now, one other shout out to Mike Marsal real quick while we've mentioned his name here. A biker had an accident a couple days ago out on the course, and he broke his leg and had some broken bones. And Mike Marsal had a helicopter that was out there. We were able, through a few other people, we were able to get a hold of their team, and he sent his helicopter from pre-running to go pick up the biker and take him to the hospital or take him to the airport, and then SCORE had an ambulance there and take him to the hospital. So big shout out to Mike Marsal, the Spy team, the Icon helicopters, everybody that was involved in that. That was super cool.
Absolutely.
So I think we're ready to go. Here we go. Perfect.
First truck off the line, Brent Fox. We missed the takeoff, but there he goes. He's ripping off.
We're right on time, right at 9:30.
Yeah, I like it.
That's a
there
good
we
start.
go. Good sign of the day. Now, this is our first look here at the qualifying lap, as it is yours here at home. Fish and I are getting a first glance at it. We got a nice, exciting jump there off the start down into tight turn. Very similar, like we said, it's the qualifying loop from the 400 but backwards. So a lot of the stuff will look familiar if you tuned in previously to watch the qualifying from the last race.
Now that first turn there, that was quite a bit off camber there with a little drop to the outside. So that first turn could get exciting later if we see somebody come in a little too hot right off the start. I mean, nobody ever puts their helmet on and then goes crazy right away, right?
No. Yeah, usually the helmet calms you down is what I've heard.
Yeah, but look back up at that top. See up top there? See that drop off the outside edge?
It's a little aggressive.
That could be an interesting corner to watch later. I'm going to call it that somebody's going to blow that first turn.
And there's a lot of time to be made right here in these hairpin turns. You know, as a driver of such, you get all excited and you want to throw it into that thing and just carry all your speed through it. But sometimes you got to remember, slow is fast, especially when you come into a tight turn like that. You kind of got to gather yourself up, get around the corner, and take off. You see right here, you know.
That's a really tight turn.
Yeah,
there.
A lot of these turns are real tight, so there's a lot of potential for hiccups to happen there. The all-wheel drives will do nice and well there if they can flat spin, rotate, and take off.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the Spec truck, it's definitely a game of momentum to keep these trucks moving forward and not burning up a bunch of time sliding the thing around.
Yeah, definitely. Now here's Brent Fox, first one out on course. I believe we're going to go 2 cars at a time, and we should have a split time halfway through for you guys. So if we get some split times halfway through the lap, we will read those off as we get them
Nice.
in. That's a good jump right there. Okay, that might be
our
jump that we're measuring today. We have the little ditch there. We'll see if anybody's able to
close
clear
to the
ditch.
That's
right?
a big ditch to get to. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, what's exciting about this and what's new, well, there we go.
There we go.
So yeah, just
Geiser.
just like Fish was talking earlier. Yeah, these first couple corners are gonna be a little treacherous for these guys that are getting a little loose.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna want to watch that. Not that corner he was on, but the next one is the one I think somebody might blow today. So we are gonna have 2 cars on course at a time. We have confirmation of that. There's another. Is that a tight left or right?
Looks like a left
there. Yeah.
Little confusing there. Hopefully, you know, your navigator's there telling you where to go.
Yeah, it almost looks like you'd want to follow the tires to the right turn there.
I believe that's probably left over from the 400 qualifiers, what I would think here. So now, so far, this first little bit of this might, you know, kind of appeal to a short course driver of sorts. Somebody, you know, like a Pulvardi or somebody who spent a lot of time in a short course truck, a Menzies, whatever.
Yeah.
Just for how flat some of these turns are, not having a lot of groove to lean into and a lot of berm to, whoa, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah, just like we spoke earlier, like those berms aren't built up yet, so they're going to be pushed around those corners until you catch that edge. So
yeah, definitely.
Get interesting.
So the qualifying order here is set off of the finishing order at the prior race.
Sure.
So you do want to do good at the prior race, obviously, but then you kind of have a little disadvantage right now being one of these first cars to go here because, like you said, the berms aren't built up yet.
Exactly. Which could be make or break, depending on the driver and how comfortable they are sliding their vehicle around of sorts.
Definitely. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see a little bit more action today than we did at the Baja 400. The Baja 400 course was pretty smooth. I don't even think we saw anybody blow a corner, but just about at the Baja 400 course.
I think it was just Tavo do a 360. Yeah, here goes that big jump we were talking about earlier. Little reserved.
Yeah.
So now all the unlimited truck guys are for sure going to be sitting back watching the Spec truck guys go off that big jump and go, oh, we can jump that for sure.
Definitely. They're watching right now. And they have all-wheel drive and more horsepower. Oh, off the corner.
See, that's the thing. That's going to be hard. So you got a third truck taking off here. We got Brock Dickerson driving the 207 entry of Mason Cullen. A couple Valley kids. Those guys are fast.
Yeah, that's always a good truck to watch there. We'll see if we get our drone camera shot back up.
We got a split time here, yeah, for Brent Fox at a 250 at the halfway point.
So we have no idea if that's fast or slow.
No idea.
Because it's the first one.
First guy through. All right, here we go. We got Dickerson here. I remember Dickerson a couple years ago. Remember that KOH qualifier? He went flying off the rocks through the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was insane.
Talk about a wild guy.
He definitely
sends it. There you go. There he is.
So that corner is the same one that we did at Nora, and it's got some big ruts in it. Not for these trucks, it's not a big deal, but in the UTVs, it's definitely interesting, those ruts there.
So it's going to be, it's a toss-up here in some of these corners, trying to be a little bit more reserved on these hairpins. And, maybe you slow yourself up a little bit, let the car rotate around and go, versus trying to power your way through the turn and slide all the way around it and potentially land yourself out in the fluff or just burn a bunch of time spinning tires.
Definitely. And we do have a second time now. So Stephen Beal with Sean Geiser driving 246 at halfway.
Okay.
So we got 4 minutes faster than Brent Fox for the second truck at the halfway mark. No one has finished the lap yet.
Yeah.
So we have 3 cars actually on course at the same time today. This is going to move along pretty quickly today.
Just a little hectic.
Now, if somebody does have an incident on the course and it affects the car behind them, they will get to rerun. So if somebody rolls over or something in the middle of the course and the next car coming catches them, they don't get screwed totally. They do get a chance to rerun if they want to. Whoa, look at that.
That's a good one.
That's the big jump, yeah. That's a good one there.
Yeah, this is a great qualifier. There should be some pretty solid in-cars and a lot of exciting stuff from the media guys out there. If you look, you'll see somebody in just about every corner shooting something. So definitely if you're out there watching live or you've got your Starstream set up, send us in those videos, tag the Score International page, put it up on your socials and let us know. And then Fish and I can pick some good ones and we'll watch through them later on today through the broadcast.
Yeah, definitely. And we do have our first finisher now. So we got Brent Fox in with a 5:53.456. So new leader.
Yeah.
New leader of the day, Brent Fox.
There, big pole sitter this guy is.
Yeah.
He's got it. Oh no. Dickerson with the big float out there. Looks like we got our fourth truck here, the 299 of Charles Durant's taken off. There's that turn you were worried about.
Yeah.
A little off camber. Yeah, if you push too hard through there, you can definitely find yourself down in the weeds.
Right? That's not a good one to blow right off the bat.
No.
All right, we should have a second. We should have the Stephen Beal one in about a minute or so. It's been 4:50 so far. This is Charles Durant's, like you said, in the 299. So it's always fun to see what people do for their spare setup. We got 2 spares on that truck. You'll see some people today will take off 1 spare. They might take off both spares, but we don't know how much fuel is in the truck. That makes a big difference too.
Exactly. And especially on a course like this, like I would a lot of the time too, you just kind of want to run what you're most comfortable with. Like you don't want to go out and spend a bunch of time testing and tuning. You put your seat time in, your couple hundred miles of testing behind the wheel of the truck with a certain setup. You're like, ooh, it's qualifying time. Let's throw that completely out the window. Let's pull some tires off. We'll crank some compression tubes, blah, 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 whatever. And the next thing you know, you've got a completely foreign car. Yeah. And you don't know what the heck you're doing out there.
Exactly. All right, Stephen Beal entry with Sean Geiser driving is in. We have a new leader, 5:25. Wow, That was quite a bit faster. Yeah. So 5:25.845 for Stephen Beal, 241.
It's a quick
Sean Geiser behind
you.
me.
Well, like we had talked earlier, oh, that's a good one. I love that jump.
That's a good jump. We're going to see some all-wheel drives, catch some air off of that. Imagine how much faster they're going to be going out of that corner by the time they hit the jump with 2 more wheels pulling and twice the horsepower.
Exactly.
That's going to be a good one to watch today. I'd put my money on a Alan Ampudia or a Tavo Vadosila full send off of that jump later today. that corner's getting straightened out right there pretty good. You can see the corner actually go. Look at that whole
That's
way
it.
right there.
That's it. That's it. I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, there's no cones there, right? Oh, here we go. This is a Smiley and Motorsports entry, the Gaunt truck, Maverick Gaunt.
Yeah.
With their famous little qualifying setup there, right?
Yeah, we all, I'm not going to talk negatively about it because he ended up qualifying really well. I think he was like top 5 at the 400 qualifier with that setup. I don't necessarily know if it's going to do anything here at this one because the speeds aren't really there, but
yeah,
hey,
lower.
you know what? Whatever. I'm all for innovation. Like, I'm never one to knock somebody for doing something like that. I'm for it. Like I said, it could turn into the next big thing. Next thing you know, you're going to see Menzies out there with a big old sprint car wing hanging off the roof of his truck.
Hey, and it gets everybody talking about you too.
Yeah, that's true.
So interesting to see. Like you said, it did work last race, so we'll see if it does anything this race or not. With the 258.
What was the old Book of the Peace prophecy? Nobody remembers who qualified or who fastest down main.
Nobody who remembers who won the race, but they remember who is fastest.
There
in
it
the
is.
pit.
Yeah.
So same here.
Can we rewrite this? Nobody's gonna remember who's the fastest at qualifying. They're just gonna remember who had the biggest wing.
Exactly. It's always good when you have the biggest one out there.
There we go.
All right, we should have a time for Mason Cullen in, and we do. So it's a 5:41.097 for the Mason Cullen entry with Brock Dickerson driving. So second place for the 207 out of 3 so far.
Oh, that was a big one.
5:41.
That was a big old jump there.
I missed it. I was writing the time. Was it a good one?
Yeah.
All right, so we have Charles Durance out on the course. We have the Gaunts out on the course.
So we should have, we should have a 219 of Thor Herbst taking off here pretty soon.
And it does look like there's not a lot of wind out there yet today, but the dust isn't too much of a factor. They are spacing everybody out enough. I haven't seen the dust be a factor yet. We're obviously seeing a little bit more dust because we're looking through a drone that is up in the air or a camera that's on the ground that's farther away, but right in front of the truck's not a big deal. There is Thor Herbst, like you said, the 219. It is Thor driving today according to our paperwork here. So we have Thor Herbst, 219, one of the terrible Herbst entries, 19 Motorsports or 19 Industries as they're now called at the shop. Going to have 2 of their Spec trucks and then 1 of their trophy trucks later for the Herbst family. Then of course there's others out there that have their trucks. I think the Herbst probably have the largest amount of Spec trucks in the field, probably, right?
I do believe so, yeah.
For a Herbst Smith chassis or 19 Industries chassis.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want to say they're on 35 or 36 of those chassis is what I saw recently, and then I saw a post by them, and they've got a bunch more on order. I know there's a pretty long list of trucks ordered, which is just great. I love to hear it. It's just more people in the industry, whether they're customers coming back or if they're new people getting into racing or not. Just more trucks in the desert is good for everybody.
Spec truck is definitely one of the hottest classes in racing right now. Oh, we got a little close to the edge right there. Definitely one of the hottest classes in racing right now because it's fun. It takes a lot of money to do it. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't take the same amount of money that it takes to go race a full trophy truck and be competitive in it.
Right. And there's just so many opportunities to go run a Spec truck. You can run here in the professional levels, like at the big show here with Score International, the Baja 1000, and run this series. And then there's just a lot of opportunities all the way down to grassroots, like Snore races, More races, all that. And all these series have a Spec truck class. So
yeah, and they have good turnout at all.
Always,
too.
Yep.
All right, Charles Durance is in with a 5:55, so 4th place out of 4 so far for the 299. Charles Durance, but they made it to the finish.
Should have a 263 entry of EJ Herbst driven by Ryan Millen taking off right now. This should be a quick qualifier. If Ryan can keep it together, he's always fast.
Yeah, and he has Erica riding with him. Erica Sachs in there, one of the top co-drivers, definitely one of the top GPS people out there. And look at that, they went with no spares, or is that 1 spare? One spare on the bottom. All right, so there we go, a little strategy there. Going 1 spare. You can see the back of that thing looks pretty light. Yeah. I don't think they have much fuel in that thing either, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, Ryan's no slouch, man. He's a fast driver, quick in everything he touches, and I know he does a lot of training, helps a lot of other people learn to drive, and sometimes that's the best way to get faster yourself is to spend time learning by other people's mistakes, kind of seeing how things, are different than what you do. Maybe you pick up new tips and tricks, and the guy just spends a lot of time behind the wheel of a truck. Definitely somebody I look up to, and
And he rides with them too, which makes him pretty nuts. I would never ride with new people.
Oh.
It's a little...
this is where time's going to get lost, like we spoke earlier.
That's a tough corner.
It's a very tough corner, and it's almost, you know, take a little road racing aspect to it, maybe slow up a good amount before the corner and take that corner nice and tight. Save yourself that time of floating out and spinning tires.
Yeah, it's downhill too, so it's kind of throwing you out of the corner when you're just coming into it. So definitely one of the trickier corners we've seen so far.
Got a lot of momentum dragging you down around that corner.
All right, so the Gaunt entry, 2:58, we should be getting a time for them literally any second now. They're at 5:55, and there we go. So they are 5:54.450 for the Gaunts. So the wing does not look like it worked as well today.
Not in this one, no, not so much. All right, we got the Mike Marsal entry, the 236 truck taken off the line here. They've been putting a lot of work into this truck. You know, I'm good buddies with Evan Weller, and Keith Marigold handles the shocks on that truck, and they definitely do their homework. And all right, we got a hot line here.
That line is literally perfectly straight now.
Yeah, all right.
So all the trophy truck guys watching this, and anybody that hasn't ran yet, you should be taking notes right now. That line, go straight.
Got a good clip here of the 236. Like I said, they've been putting a lot of work into this truck, tons and tons of test time in this thing. Like you spoke earlier, you know, using the helicopter to help the down motorcycle rider, and they use that helicopter a lot in their testing and everything, just to collect data, whether it be visual data to kind of go back and watch how the truck works and driving tips and whatnot. I know they get the Grabowskis to help them out as well, and that's a fast family of drivers. So Mike's definitely doing it right and definitely getting faster and faster.
Yeah, they're definitely stacked up those Baja Karma points this week, which are pretty priceless.
Yeah,
so,
I'd say so.
You can kind of call those into play here and there. Always good to cash in on those.
Nice and planted. That's a good working truck right there.
Let's see if they go straight across the that section in a minute. There's that tough turn.
Perfect. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, that's the quickest way to get around that corner.
Go slower into it and just make the turn rather than try to carry too much speed into
exactly it.
Yeah, that was definitely way quicker.
Now, I don't know if you noticed, I'm a big Class 11 racer now.
Oh.
Big Class 11 guy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I've learned some tips and tricks
on how to carry your speed.
Of carrying momentum. And a lot of the time, slowing the car down, getting the car around the corner, and then getting out is a little quicker than trying to barrel it in and kind of try and strong arm the turn itself.
But that doesn't look as cool.
Absolutely not. Might not make the highlight reel, but you might get the top qualifying spot.
That's true. All right, so we have, let's see, Charles Dranson. Thor Herbst is in with a time. That's the one that just popped in. So Thor is in with a 5:55. Well, these are really close. 5:55.147. So that puts him in 5th place right now, just in front of Charles Durant and just behind the Gaunt entry.
Got it. We just had the 246 entry of Ethan Hagel take off in that GFO truck. Yep, there you go. He curved it a little bit.
Oh, no, he's on the left, though.
Yeah, he is on the left.
Yeah.
We'll see how it works out for him. This turn looks a little confusing to navigate down into the shadows and the trees and all that.
Trees, right? Yeah.
So that's going to be a tough one, just trying to find that line and see that.
There's the Hagels. That's that off-camber turn with some big ruts in it. Not too much of a problem when you got 40-inch tires. They kind of just go right over it. Not a big deal.
Yeah, and you get that side of the truck nice and light. The inside's light going around that corner. You can drop it over whatever you need to.
Yeah. So the Hagels also took a tire off. They're going 1 tire.
Yeah, I think later on in the day, if you see the dust kind of starting to dig up, it's going to get a little powdery in some of these corners. Where when the unlimited trucks come through, the trophy trucks come through, they might want that rear weight and the rear traction.
Yeah. Now we are going at an incredibly fast pace right now.
Dude, yeah,
because we are halfway through already these runs, and it's been 17 minutes.
Yeah.
Not
you go jinx it nothing here.
Just pointing out the fact
these guys
that
are ripping.
Very fast right now.
It just kind of goes to show the professionalism and kind of the skill level of the spec truck class, and how these guys, you know, maybe before it was a little looser of a program, trucks crashing, rolling, tipping over, doing crazy stuff. And these guys seem to kind of got their programs together, and they, you know, put the seat time in to go testing, and they do all the, you know, check all the boxes, and we're very, very competitive class and very consistent class.
Yeah. All right, time for EJ Herbst with Brian Millen driving is in. They are in 3rd place. They have a 5:42.345. So up to 3rd place for the 263. Brian Millen driving, EJ Herbst entry. It's a pretty good run there for
Yeah,
Brian Millen, even
very
with
good.
kind of blowing that corner that we saw.
Yep.
Still up to third place. He was, let's see, he was only, so here's where it's tough. He was only 1 second behind Mason Cullen. He definitely lost a second in that corner.
In that corner,
we
yeah.
saw. So
yeah,
that's
just like
how
we
much
spoke.
of a difference it makes between one position.
It's the 203 entry of Mitch McNeil in the G6 Geyser. Oof. Sounding good, looking sweet. There it is.
All right, we got a time for Mike Marsal halfway through. He's at 2:54. So just to give you guys a tip, the halfway mark so far has been set, the lowest by the Mason Cullen truck was at 2:44.9, and then Stephen Beal, Sean Geiser was at 2:46. So you're going to have to be in the 240s, like low to mid 240s to get a top time probably.
Yeah. We got a first sector time too for Ethan Hagel at 2:57.
Yeah, we're going to have to see a 240 something, 242 or 243 at the halfway mark if someone's going to knock the Beal entry off the top there.
Yep.
So Mike Marsal should be coming around any second now with their finish time. They're at a 5:55 right now. 5:57. We got Hagel at 2:57, like I said, and there's Mike Marsal. So 6:06. We got Ryan Hancock taking off the line right there with Jordan Poole. It is Ryan and Jordan in the car today, and the Alexander Ford entry headed out on course. And like I said, Mike Marsal is in with a 6:06. So 6:06 for Mike Marsal. Just took it real easy. Doesn't look like, didn't set the world on fire, but you got the truck to the finish line. We have a long way to go on Friday.
Right. 1,000 miles, Marcel.
Yeah, just about 1,000 kilometers.
We got the 228 here, Ryan Hancock. This is a brand new Herbst truck, or a 19 Industries truck. Like we spoke earlier, I think they've got the most spec trucks out in the field as of right now. This is a new truck for Hancock coming from a previous chassis, so a little learning to do. I saw they were out testing this thing. Evan was out there doing his thing, and so I'm very curious to see how they do here in this new Herbst truck.
Yeah, a little bit lighter, a little bit different.
Yeah, just the whole overall characteristics of the vehicle are different, turning wise, geometry, all that stuff. So very curious to see how they do in this truck.
All right, so halfway through for Mitch McNeil entry, we have 2:53. So they actually jumped in front of Ryan or no, we're still on the right one.
Yeah.
Looking at the wrong one here. So Hagel should be finishing next, and then Mitch McNeil, and then Hancock.
Yeah.
So still nobody down in the 240s that's out on course right now. We'll see where Hancock is at the halfway mark. That's what it's going to take to be in the top 3 today. You're going to have to be in the 240s at the halfway mark. We do have a couple fast drivers coming up still.
Oof, that was a good one right there.
All right, so we got our next car going off the line here. We got David Ziegler.
266.
266, yeah. Off the line. And we have a time for Ethan Hagel. He is 5:58.401. So that puts him in 8th place out of 9 that have finished so far. So 5:58 for Ethan.
Our next finisher should be Mitch McNeil in the 203.
Yeah, Mitch McNeil was at 2:53 at the halfway mark, so we'll see if he can pick it up a little bit the second half.
Now our next qualifier, the 285 of Justin Davis, driven by
Kyle Jurgensen.
Kyle Jurgensen.
This is going to be a fast one.
Yeah, so Fish and I were talking before the broadcast. This, I believe, is the first time we've seen Jurgensen race in a Tisco chassis. A little different than other vehicles he's driven, whether it be Brenthal's or Cambergs or what have you.
I think he's driven just about every kind
Racers,
of spec truck
yeah.
almost out there, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know if he's driven a 1.9 truck yet.
True.
I'm sure he's driven them. I don't know if he's raced one.
Yeah, I don't think he's raced one. No.
Very curious. You know, Jurgensen's a fast guy, and just about everything you put him in, he does his homework. He knows how to read terrain. He knows how to turn a steering wheel and push a pedal just right. So very, very curious to see how they stack up, not only here at qualifying, but during the race.
Yeah, and
it's a great team.
He's usually a very fast qualifier.
Correct.
We'll see. He doesn't have a lot of Baja experience per se compared to some of these people.
Compared to some, yeah. I mean, he's down there a lot. You got to think he did all those years with Brenthal racing down here, so he did that stuff. And I know he's raced a bit on his own. But correct, yeah. He's not known as the Baja man.
Yeah.
More known for the qualifying guy.
Yeah, he's usually at the top of qualifying, that's for sure. I would not bet against him today. He'll be in the top 3 for sure.
He likes to upset or trophy truck guys in a spec truck. That's what he's good at.
All right, Mitch McNeil is in. He has a 6:01, so he is in 9th place now, just behind Ethan Hagel, and he bumped Mike Marsal back to 10th place. So Mitch McNeil, 6:01.
And here's our 285 Justin Davis entry, driven by Kyle Jurgensen. So it'd be cool to follow him around this course here. Hopefully we can get the drone to follow him a good amount of time and just kind of maybe see how he handles his vehicle and how he handles his qualifier.
We have a halfway time for Ryan Hancock. He's at 2:54, so not in the 240s. Gonna have to pick it up a little bit the second half.
All the cool kids are in 240s.
You gotta be in the 240s if you want to have a top run today, is what it looks like. So we only have, on my list here, maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 more cars to go.
Correct.
The Travis Williams entry's on here, but I know Travis is not racing, but is somebody using his number possibly?
Potentially, we'll find out here soon. This turn seems to be more tricky than the one we've talked sooner. We've seen a lot of guys put it up on the bike around that corner.
Yeah.
The drone earlier has been down below, so they're coming out of the bushes up on the bike. But it definitely kind of, that's like a real decreasing radius. It gets real tight, and then there is actually a berm built up on the outside, and it seems like they're trying to lean into it and end up leaning a little too hard.
Yeah.
See how Jurgensen handles the big jump after this canyon turn. Yeah, he's making it short.
All right, David Ziegler, 266, halfway is it a 256.
There we go, big old jumper here. Ah,
that's pretty good.
He scrubbed it. He scrubbed it. All right, what did we learn from Bubba Stewart? Tires on the ground are faster than tires in the air. I get it. Okay.
Right? Look, he's going wide here.
Yeah. That's a smart way to do it. Carry all that momentum
that was
around.
Good.
Yep.
That was a good corner right there.
Yeah.
Went wide, cut it in, went right at the apex.
Jurgensen doing Jurgensen things. I like it. 205 entry of Joe DeLuce.
All right, Ryan Hancock is in with a 606.1. So just ahead of Mike Marsal, who had a 606.5.
Whoa.
So Ryan Hancock in 10th place, 606.104. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Justin Davis truck, Kyle, is at. He's at 240 right now, and he's not at halfway. Let's see, 243. There
241.
He is. Perfect.
Okay.
241.2.
I'm going to bet.
Look at that.
I bet.
Told you he was going to be at the top.
I might put a paycheck as number one.
Yeah.
You don't know what I get paid. I don't get paid much, but.
No, I'm not betting against you. If you bet, nobody can bet against Kyle Jurgensen in qualifying. That dude is qualified. He's like Sam Barry back in the day when he would qualify first in every single race. Remember, and he'd win $1,000 from Steve Olgas every single time. Dude probably has 20 or 30 grand just from Olgas that he won in those top qualifiers.
Whole bunch of between him and Dondell. Remember that whole streak of Dondell too?
Yeah. Yep. Would always qualify, but then would go to the race and break. It's tough. You know, you go fast and qualify, but you cannot drive a qualifying pace in a race most of the time.
Correct.
The cars just won't hold up. And we're talking about 4 miles today, so you can drive pretty hard in 4 miles, and most of these cars will last for 4 miles, even being driven very hard.
Well, surprisingly enough, too, like in today's day and age and the technology and some of these parts, like the spec truck class is just hard not to drive at 100%, you know, because it used to be, you know, you want to conserve the car for this, conserve the car for that, just cruise it, get to the next point, but Nowadays, everybody's driving at 100%, and it's just whoever didn't have to stop is who's winning. So if you're off the pace or you're conserving the vehicle or what have you, it's going to end up biting you at the end if if somebody didn't have issues and they had a good clean run.
Yeah, and there goes Jordan Brenthal. That was Kyle used to drive that truck at one point. So the 273 there, Jordan Brenthal. Now that was Abdali driving that for most of the time, right? But he's not on my list here, so we'll be able to tell. Just watch this truck. You'll be able to tell if this is Abdali or not. Trust me.
Getting a little loose.
That is not Abdali. I 100% guarantee you that is not Abdali driving that truck. So the 273 is most likely Jordan Brenthal driving. Abdali's probably driving later in the race, that would tell me.
Correct.
All right, the 266, David Ziegler is in with a 607.920. So the 266 is in, currently in 12th place.
We should have a Justin Davis Jurgensen time here pretty soon.
It's going to be at the top, so we're going to have to scroll back up there.
Yeah, that's what we think.
But he's at 5:10 right now, so he's got another couple seconds probably.
I think it's be a 5:21. That's my guess.
5:21?
That's my guess.
That's a pretty good guess. Let's see. We're gonna have to beat a 5:25. It should be any second. He's at 5:25. Let's see if it updates. Oh, 5:31. You're off by 10 seconds.
Dang.
Second place. So Justin Davis, you got Kyle Jurgensen driving there in the 285. He's in with a 5:31.141. Second place.
Man, that just goes to show that Sean Geiser put down one hot lap in that truck.
I'm telling
Holy
you,
smokes.
remember last race? He did a really good job last race in that truck. They were leading for most of the time when he was driving in that truck. So he had a good race, and it looks like he's on pace to have another good race there at qualified. All right, we got another one off the line here. I think that's going to be the one using the Travis Williams entry, 277. And we got TK McNeil.
Yep, driving that one, and it should be.
So the way this works,
Tanner
if you guys
Rust.
are wondering, is if somebody did not race the Baja 400, they're not allowed to qualify at the Baja 1000. However, you can race under someone else's name and number who is not racing the Baja 1000, who did race the 400. Travis Williams, unfortunately, had a very not a great event at the Baja 400. His truck burned to the ground, and no fun. However, he is going to be down there watching this race. Yep. They're going to be down there taking a helicopter down. They're going to go watch the race. Honestly, they're probably going to have more fun.
Right.
Well, they're going to have more fun than they did last race for sure.
Very true.
So.
Yeah. Now, this would be the Tanner Rust entry. Rust and Sons Trucking, local trucking company here in town with TK McNeil. Very tight with the McNeil family. But yeah, no, I ran into Travis Williams at SEMA last week, and yeah, that was their plan. They were trying to convince all of us just to go down to San Felipe with them. They were going to cruise the helicopter down, land it, hang out, have a bonfire. They were dumping fuel for some dude on a motorcycle. It sounded like the perfect way to spend the Baja 1000.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fun. They're gonna have a good time down there. I think he's gonna send me some updates too. So I know Travis is watching right now, actually. Hi, Travis. All right, so the 277 is out there. We should be getting a time for the let's see, the 205 should be coming in next.
Yep.
They were at 258 at the halfway for Joe in the 205. We'll see where he's at the finish.
You know, I was gonna say too that maybe this course is deteriorating just a touch for the Spec Truck guys. You know, I think those first couple guys had good hot runs, but Jurgensen kind of knocked that idea right off the block because he did a great run.
Yeah, I was looking at the list. We have who's coming? Bryce Swaim truck.
Yeah,
that
Swaim
one
will be
could
quick.
Be decent. It says Joe Black is driving that one. And then the Kiger truck, Elijah Kiger.
This should be the 209 entry here.
All right, Joe is in the 205 is in with a 614. So that is 14th place. So next will be Jordan Brenthal, and is definitely not Abdali driving. They are at a 305 at the halfway mark. So we're almost done. We only got a couple more cars to go here in the Trophy Truck Specs. Then they're going to send out the trophy trucks on their sight lap in a little while, and then we will be back live with you guys for the start of their timed lap. And we still have a few more cars to go here in the Spec class. So currently sitting at the top, it is the Stephen Beal entry. Sean Geiser driving 2:41. They're at a 5:25. That is the time to beat. Justin Davis with Kyle Jurgensen driving is in second place. Third place is Mason Cullen. In fourth place is EJ Herbst, and fifth place is Brent Fox. So that is your top 5 right now.
Hey, there we go. Got some in-car.
Oh, there you go.
Should be TK McNeil driving. The Tanner Rust entry. Well, you can see here coming up through the bushes and the weeds and all that. This is kind of the stuff we're not really seeing from the drones and from the outside cameras, but we do remember this section from the 400 qualifier. Remember that's back down there in the tight stuff.
You can kind of see how hard it is to see out of these vehicles around those corners too.
Oh,
from up here, it looks really easy. We can see everything, right? But the trucks are hard to see out of with the hood in front of you there.
Absolutely, especially when you're going uphill and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and you're trying to navigate through the trees and the bushes.
Yep.
Here's the 242 entry of Bryce Swaim, driven by Joey Black. Should be a great team for the 1,000 this year. Excited to see how they stack up.
Yeah, this should be a decent qualifier here. Should have a time for the Jordan Brenthal truck any second, and there we go. All right, Jordan Brenthal, the 273 is in with a 6:27, so in 15th place out of 15 so far, 6:27. So Abdali will be driving later.
You know what? Look here. Did you see this with the 244, the Travis Williams entry?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And then same thing with the Jose David right here in the 209 with a 249.
We got a couple 240s coming up. All right.
There's some quick times here.
This will be good. We might break into the top 5 or even the top 3 possibly with one of these guys.
This is a newer Tisco chassis here, Gen 3, the Bryce Swaim entry.
So then we're going to have, I think, only
great
one other
turn.
car
That's a
on the
great
course.
turn. Done a good amount of racing with Joey Black and in other series, and great wheelman, great family, good dudes to go racing with. Great positive attitude. It's always, you know, you get on the start line, you're like trying to sort guys out, like, am I gonna be mad at this guy? Are we racing these guys? Are we buddies? And he's just got a big smile. I'm like, I can't be, these guys are fun. All right. So
perfect.
Great,
that makes racing more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Great racing. Man.
Nobody's down here making
Whoa,
money, so
big
you gotta
old
have
jump
fun
there.
while you're doing it.
That was a good jump.
That was a good one. The truck flew really good off of that too.
It landed really well too. It popped up a little nose high.
Yep, yep.
This looks like a good run here. Like I've been watching, he's been setting up the corners just right and coming out quick.
Yeah, we should have a time for him in about 20 or 30 seconds, a halfway time for him. We'll see where he's at. There's Elijah Kiger entry, the 238. Like you said, that is, I think that's our last car off the line. We might have one more. We have Josh Beyer here on our list that might be going. We'll have to wait and see. He's on the timing thing, but he's not on our list. So this may be the last car out on course, or there's one more.
This could be the last one, or this could not be the last
exactly.
one. Only time will tell.
So the 209. Who was the other car we were just waiting for? Let's see.
Okay, yeah, we should have a time here for. Yeah, the Travis Williams entry. Landed himself in 5th.
There we go.
With a 5:42. That's a pretty good time there. 0.9.
All right, so just 277 Travis Williams entry. Yeah, 5:42.886.
I believe it says here we had TK McNeil behind the wheel, which would make sense with the blue suit and the no gloves being crazy down there.
There you go.
Very, very fast dude behind the wheel. Spent some time racing sportsman trucks with that guy in 1450 days. Always had a huge engine in his truck. Terrifyingly fast.
You can't today, right? I mean, you could today, but on Friday or Saturday, it might not be so good when you get to the finish line.
Yeah. Depends on how much work your pit crew wants to do.
Yeah.
If we're swapping motors.
Yeah. Now they did check these engines, right? Because you could go change this engine out tonight and put a different engine in for the race,
I would
right?
hope they're checking engines before.
I wouldn't put anything past an off-road racer.
Any racer. It's spec racing,
True.
you know?
Spec, exactly. A spec racer.
Yeah, you give a racer some rules and they're going to get done.
Somebody tried to sneak a qualifying engine in there, you know?
Yeah, a little hot tune, a little hot setup.
It's happened before.
Oh, we do have another one here. Who do we got? So we can figure this off.
It's a 213. Yeah, that was the one on the timing thing. I think that's who it is. Okay. Wait till we can actually see the truck.
Yeah.
I think that should be our last vehicle there, the 213. They're the last one on the timing list. All right, so the Bryce Swaim is at 248 halfway.
Not bad. That's going to definitely put him in the
contender.
top 10 for sure, I would think.
Definitely.
And that's, I mean, realistically, I mean, we can him and Haw and Baja 1000 strategy and where do you really want to qualify. I mean, it doesn't matter because you're starting behind trophy trucks and one cars and everything anyways.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to kind of keep track of yourself in class, maybe, yeah, starting a couple cars back isn't the end of the world when it comes to a long race like this. But big picture, you got to work your way through all the class 1 cars anyways. So
yes,
you want to start as far forward as possible, least amount of dust as possible, especially for whoever's starting this race. You got a fresh truck, you want to try and keep it fresh as long as possible.
All right, the 209 is in. Jose is in with a 549. That's pretty good. That's a 6th place run right there.
Right.
So 549 for the 209.
Should have a Swaim entry here pretty soon, right?
Yeah, there's the 213, definitely. So just a couple cars left on course right now. We got 3 cars left for you guys. Bryce Swaim, 242, should be finishing literally any second. Should have a top time for them. Scroll back up. They're probably going to be up here in a second.
And then we'll have the 238 of Elijah Kiger, and then we're here watching the 213 of Josh Byer. All right, we got a time reset here. I'm starting at the top, working down. Oh, 7th spot with a 5-minute 51.3. Great run, Joey Black driving the 242 Bryce Swaim entry.
Yeah, 7th position.
I love it.
Perfect.
I love it. Good run. Especially, you know, you got to think Joey's new to that truck. He doesn't normally drive Tisco chassis. He's used to driving his own truck and all that. And as much testing time as you have, you know, as soon as you get on the qualifying course, all that goes right out the window. Cause like, I didn't test like this. Like, are you kidding me?
No.
So that's great. That's great to see.
All right, so the 238 was at a 252 halfway. I don't remember if we mentioned that or not, but 252 halfway. And then we have the 213, and then that's going to be it. And then we will be back later. We're still waiting to hear for sure what time we'll be back later for you guys, but it was scheduled, it looked like, at 12 o'clock to start the trophy trucks. So we're probably pretty close to that. If anything, we're a little early, but I don't think they're going to start them early. We will confirm, though.
I don't want to jinx it because there's still cars on the track, but what a seamless qualifier.
Yeah, not even an hour. I mean, 45 minutes we're at right now. So there's the schedule right there. So we're still on schedule. So 12 o'clock we will be back. So you guys go do some, get some work done, get a snack, and then come back at lunch. And we'll be back at 12. We're still waiting for a couple cars to finish. We'll be back at 12. Don't worry, you won't miss any of the trophy truck time laps. They are going to go out and do their practice lap, but we will not be live for that. We will just be bringing you guys their timed laps at noon Pacific time. We'll start the cameras back up at about 11:45, get warmed up, and then go qualifying at noon. But we're still waiting for the 238 to come in, and they just should be any second. They're at 5:55 right now, so literally any second they should be popping in here at 238.
There it is.
They pop in? There they are.
Yeah.
12th position, 556.480.
Yep, we got one truck left on track, 213 of Josh. No man left behind. We're here for it.
Yeah.
Where you see a little dust out there in the distance. What a great qualifier. Method Race Wheels definitely put together a pretty solid put together for this whole deal. Good branding, good all that. I know they did say they have a driver's lounge down there where I believe some of the trophy truck drivers and the spec truck drivers were able to sit, hang out, watch a big screen, watch the qualifying, watch the other drivers do their thing. Maybe we can get some videos and some pictures from that later on for the afternoon broadcast, but definitely a great put together.
Yeah, and big shout out to Optima and Chip Bolvardi for getting this live timing going once again.
Yeah.
You guys can all watch this timing just like we can if you just go to results.score-international.com/live, and the whole scoring page will come up there. And it's pretty cool having the live timing. You know, that's what we need nowadays. It makes it way more exciting. We have split times halfway, so we can kind of see who's on pace, who's not on pace, and it makes it exciting for us to talk to you guys, and it gives you guys something to watch.
Absolutely, yeah. The timing and the splits and all that definitely has taken us brought us up to standards of other racing sanctioning bodies and all that stuff. It makes it really nice to spectate the qualifying and kind of feel very involved in the whole deal. So thank you very much, Optima, for that.
Yeah, and everybody has a Starlink on their race car now, so you can literally be watching, sitting in line, and know who just qualified in front of you, what the time is to beat. It's pretty cool. I think we have a couple social clips that have been coming in too. We'll get those shown to you guys at some point here.
Yeah, it's nice here to see some more of the track that we haven't seen earlier today. When you're the last guy on track, you get the most coverage. There's nobody else to film.
Right? You get the whole run.
Yeah, we're going to film your whole run all the way home.
Yeah. So the 213, they're at a 3:03 halfway. So a little bit off pace there for a top position. Kind of looks like they're cruising a bit.
Yeah.
Just trying to get a start position for Friday. So even if you do go slow, you will start ahead of everybody that didn't race the prior race, or if anybody had a bad qualifier, which they didn't today. But it helps if you go the right way there too.
The old switcheroo there.
That's a big rut right there. Watch out for that one.
Whoa.
That didn't feel good, I guarantee you. All right, they're coming into the finish with a 6:27.9. So they are in 20th position, the last position. But they qualified.
Right, they qualified, and they still got a solid, 5 or 6 trucks behind them that either did not race the Baja 400 or opted out of qualifying. So it's still not bad. You got a little bit of seat time in the truck, shook some bugs out. Hopefully if there were any issues, they came about right now.
Yeah.
And not mile marker 4 of the actual race. So in my opinion, qualifying is a great thing.
Perfect. I think we got a couple social clips we'll show you guys real quick, and then we'll go through some of the results. Here's a couple social clips you guys sent in earlier. Interesting start there. So you can see why some of the people were cutting the corner.
Right.
You're actually starting back a little ways from it.
Yeah, it makes things a little. Yeah, try and cut every inch of that race course out.
Justin Davis, entry. Kyle Jurgensen there setting it up for the first corner. And they had a good run because they're sitting in the, well, you know what? Why? So this thing.
Whoa!
Just
I told you that jump was huge.
That was a big one.
Let's see that one again. Watch this. I love it. Maybe the wing worked there.
Maybe it did, right?
But yeah, it looks like we had a little shake up here on our qualifying
I don't know if
times.
Yeah, what happened to the times here? We'll have to double check this because these times are unofficial, obviously, on this page. But it says that Stephen Beal is now 10 seconds slower than he was before, which puts him behind Justin Davis. But if you look at the Sector 2 time, it still says 5:25. So
right.
We will confirm these times for you guys by the time we come back. But right now it's showing that the Justin Davis truck jumped up to first in front of Stephen Beal. However, I feel like that might be a mistake, and the times we saw earlier were correct, and this thing is just doing something weird right now.
We'll get it sorted out.
It's either Justin Davis or Stephen Beal entry in first and second, one way or the other.
Correct.
I think it's going to be a Stephen Beal entry. Then it's going to be Mason Cullen in third, EJ Herbst in fourth. Travis Williams' entry of the Rust & Sons truck is going to be in fifth. We got Jose David in sixth. We got Bryce Swaim in seventh. Brent Fox in eighth. Maverick Gaunt ninth. Thor Herbst 10th. That's your top 10. If you guys want to see all these results, like I said, you can go to results.score-international.com/live, and you can see the same page. It is unofficial. Something weird is going on at the top there.
Yep.
We'll check on that.
Yeah, we'll get it squared away. Tune back in at 12, obviously. We'll have it all squared away. We'll give you a little recap here of how the Spec trucks qualified, and go over all that. We should have it sorted out by then.
We'll come back on at 11:45 for you guys. The trophy trucks are going to go out. They're going to do their sight lap, and then they're going to start their timed runs at noon. So come back right before noon Pacific time, and we'll be here to bring you guys coverage of that here at the 57th Score Baja 1000 Qualifier presented by Method Race Wheels. See you guys in a little bit.
the ultimate adventure tool with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. KingShocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
That's 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good little driver, straight on through.
Welcome to Baja, California. Our unique blend of cultures, cuisines, and historical influences create surprising combinations and unexpected delights around every corner. We welcome you with the most revolutionary cuisine in Mexico, complete with a sky full of magical sunsets. Welcome to the million-star hotels. If you're looking for something astonishing, we hold the most important wine regions in all of Mexico, next to the best tacos in the world. Welcome to our own revolutionary and delicious version of Chinese food. Here, the sublimely unexpected is our norm. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our beautiful state, Baja, California, where everyone is always welcome.
The ultimate adventure tool, with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. KingShocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.
Welcome to Baja, California. Our unique blend of cultures, cuisines, and historical influences create surprising combinations and unexpected delights around every corner. We welcome you with the most revolutionary cuisine in Mexico, complete with a sky full of magical sunsets. Welcome to the million-star hotels. If you're looking for something astonishing, we hold the most important wine regions in all of Mexico, next to the best tacos in the world. Welcome to our own revolutionary and delicious version of Chinese food. Here, the sublimely unexpected is our norm. It's our pleasure to welcome you to our beautiful state, Baja, California, where everyone is always welcome.
The ultimate adventure tool with all the storage to hold even more adventure tools. The all-new, adventure-ready Bronco Sport.
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Let's meet up at the compound group up.
That's 10-4. Yeah, for sure, dog. Good little driver, straight on through.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. KingShocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
We've been doing a lot of driving off-road. It's a bit of an adrenaline rush, but in such a slow-paced environment, it's effectively really safe and a lot of fun. It's really important that everyone that comes out here has the respect to have a lot of fun, but not do damage. We always try and leave it cleaner than we found it.
The best way to leave your mark on the world is to hardly leave one at all. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
The finishing touches of any off-road vehicle are the things you add to make it your own. That's why we've developed a full collection of over 70 Polaris-engineered accessories specifically designed for Pro R. Polaris. Think outside.